What's up, guys? It's Ramon from NyneBlockGaming&Collectibles coming at you with another review. Today I have TonsenArttoys 05B. This is the manga version. I unfortunately ordered both from El Surprise Toy Store on AliExpress, and they oversold the A, but they sent me two Bs, so I have two of these. I'm getting an A from hopefully Omni-Me store or another seller from AliExpress that I ordered from. Just to ensure I would receive these, I over-ordered because I had a feeling that issues like this were going to happen. So I have B for you here. You can see the box. We have a clear clamshell packaging reminiscent of the actual Figure Arts packaging. One of the issues here is this was plastered to the back. But we can see what we have here. I'll just open it up quick on camera. So in the interior, we have additional sword. You get sword with this one, arms with the other, I think. That's how it goes. Two different slash effect pieces. Video cut out on me, guys. So one is your classic Z sword look, and then the other has a blue, and you can see it doesn't go in that way. Flip it around and it fully sheathes in. Great design on the sword. We get the taking the jacket off effect. There's no insignias on the jacket. We have the sword strap. I think this is the effect piece you use to do the effects. You have the hands in pockets effect, or accessory. I don't necessarily think that should be labeled an effect. And then we have our amazing Trunks figure. Let me go down. You can see, very good job. I will show off the additional pieces. Here we have the hair going up a little more. We have our base form Trunks head sculpt, and all the faces look great. Scared in Super Saiyan. Stern. Yelling. Teeth gritting. Now we have a smirking. Same face as the yelling. There's no difference outside of its base form, and the same. No, it's not the same for the teeth gritting because he's looking to the side. And I think we get different face plates between the A and the B. So you can see one's looking straight, one's looking to the side. Hands. We have thumb tucked, fingers pointing outward. We have a gripping, choking hand. Here you have fingers bent inward. Sword holding hands. and fingers flailed for energy attacks. Those are all of our accessories. Now let's look at the actual figure. Paint apps on the hair look great. Face looks great. I saw people complaining that they had duplicates of some things. All of mine are accurate. Muscles great. The watch. One little thing here. I got some black paint scraped off. For the most part, there's a little remnant. I can get the rest of that off. But articulation, head does not look back. It hits the back of the hair here. It looks forward that far, back that far. You do get some side to side, and as people have noted, this guy is really tight, even in the neck. So we have a ball joint for the neck that just pushed the faceplate off. And it looks like there's a joint here at the neck as well. But I can't get that to really move anywhere. It looks like a joint, but it has no range of movement at all. Arms, they go out to a T pose, bicep swivel. None of mine seem too tight here. We have a double jointed elbow that gets a ton of range. And then we have a little cool additional swivel here in the forearm. TonsenArt, that's his design for a peg. That's not something we typically get in figure arts. It seems like the joint up here is normal. Wrist, rotate, 360, and you get same as like a Tamashii Nation peg. At the diaphragm here, he bends back that far and doesn't go forward very far unless you're planning on doing that. There it is, plugged back in. So he gets like that far of movement. There's really nothing on that peg. So he goes that far. It rotates at the waist, and you do get minimal side to side, but you can hear how ridiculously tight that is. Probably going to have to oil this guy up to get movement out of him without worrying about breaking joints. And the legs, Jesus, that was scary moving it up. You can see it's so tight, it actually has a split here. Do you hear that? It sounds potentially breaking. Almost goes up to 90. Once I get it oiled, it might. We have a double jointed knee that gets a ton of range. And these thighs, the right thigh is so tight it's not moving at all. I'm going to have to heat that up to force it to move. But this one rotates fully 360. This one, on the other hand, I can almost guarantee with how tight it is, if I get it to spin, it's because I break the peg. There is nothing going on there. I'm going to have to heat up, possibly apply some oil. So, no boot. We do get our typical ankle rocker. Ton of range for having this here. It feels like it dropped down maybe a little, but that is a lot of range for having this like boot cuff on top. And then you have your toe hinge. That gets a ton of articulation. Now for the sword, let's see how it attaches. So pegs in here, both sides seem to have a magnet. You can see that. So once we get it over, magnet does the work. Might have to heat it up and maneuver it a bit. It doesn't seem like the strap's sitting correctly. There he is with the sword. That is a very easy pegging system. And again, sword unsheathes. You don't have to worry about like two different pieces to do that. So here we actually have to take forearms off, which come off very easily. They're not too tight or anything. And then you can get him in this taking his shirt off pose, maybe. Incredibly difficult to get it in. This peg still isn't all the way in like it should be. There we go. There he is with the, or I said shirt, but jacket. Not much of a difference, but that's how you get that on. This is a lot tighter than the forearms, guys, so be careful putting it on and removing it. You break this peg, you're not going to have forearms able to snap in. So be very careful doing that. Let's check him out with his base head. I like it. It seems like the chin, well, when you put the head up, it's not so bad. Seems like we could use an extension peg on this. Chin seems down a little bit. You can see how like the ears are almost touching the shoulder muscles. Almost. When you look at it from up top, on my angle, it looks odd. So, possible figure we would have benefit from having a extension peg on the neck. Now let's check out the other additional hair piece. This is how the hair plugs in. And you can see there it's just flailed up a little more. This is not much of a difference, but a difference nonetheless, and an option you have to display your figure, and options are always great. Let's see how we do the sword effects. So this here plugs to here. Like so. Now it was a snapping action. Getting it out is most likely going to be difficult. Not too so bad. Just don't want to break the effect, or yeah, this side is tight. There it goes. And there's nothing I see to actually attach it to the sword. So you're just going to have to, I figured you might have something in the middle where it plugs in. But you're going to have to use a stand for this. And that's the sense of this peg, so you can attach it to a stand. Or peg hole. And one other quick thing so we can do the opening scene with the Z team. Let's put his hands in his pockets. Really cool. Edition. Shouldn't be too hard to get it, and I apologize for the longer length of the video. This is just stuff we typically don't get with our figures. So I'd like to go over all of it. That should be down a little further. The tightness in the joints makes it a little difficult. I see how this is supposed to get done. It actually tucks up under the hole for the leg peg at the thigh, which you can see I did here. See that? Problem is there isn't much of a space on the other side. See if I can get it without the hand being in. Oh, it's tight, guys, tight. There it is. Cool design choice for that. Just a pain getting into one, but there he is with his hands in his pockets. Overall, outside of losing some articulation, I'm going to give this figure 7.5 out of 10. It's the tightness of the joints that reduce the ability to move this figure, and I have a feeling there's going to be a decent amount of people that break this guy. If these would be smooth joints, this thing would be a 9.5 out of 10. The accessories that we get with it is a 10 out of 10. Paint applications, there isn't really any shading outside of the hair. That's a 9 out of 10. Articulation is what really brings it down. The waist, not really having anything outside of the diaphragm. You do get the bonus points in articulation. I'm going to give it an 8. I'm increasing the score. 8 out of 10. There are points of the articulation that make it a little better, like the forearm design choice that TonsenArttoys went with. Improves the actual articulation of this figure. And then the only other issue is manufacturing imperfections. Like, you see how this looks like it wasn't glued together right. You can actually see like part of the back. So just design flaws. The gap right there in the waist where this one's glued together properly. Those are the only issues I really see with this guy. Again, the accessories, 10 out of 10. The amount of accessories, the magnetic sword, absolutely great choice. Additional hair pieces, everything we get with it is excellent. So I would suggest, guys, we don't know when Tamashii is actually going to be bringing us this version of the character, or even if they will. Pick this up while you can get it. It's already shot up in price substantially, especially the version A, because of how fast that sold out. Omni may still have some available. If they do, again, pick it up. It's fairly cheap for the amount of accessories we get. you know, some issues with that. And then my other suggestion for you guys, get some shock oil, put some shock oil on the joints. That way you don't have to worry about breaking it. That will very much so reduce your chances of having any issues with joints breaking. But that's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you like seeing content from me, subscribe to the channel. If you want to be notified as I release, hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Later.
Welcome to 9 Block, where the gamers flock. Action figures and collectibles, we're the top stock. Marvel, DC, but DBZ is the main squeeze. Magic the Gathering, bringing you the ease. Card packs opening, reviews so tight. D9 Dice Gaming, under the bright light. 9 Block, the channel you gotta see. Gaming and collectibles, we're the key. So hit that subscribe, join the crew. 9 Block Gaming, we're coming through. Action figures, card games, we do it all on 9 Block channel. We stand tall.